Do you think you'll ever be able to settle down and have a conversation and be friends with Kody and Robyn?
I maybe like I can still be very friendly with Kody. I never really had much of a relationship with Robyn. I don't have any hate or hard feelings or anything. I just don't really want to know.
Hey friends, it's Katie from Without a Crystal Ball, and I'm so glad you're here again. Do you remember a few seasons back when Kody and Janelle had a huge argument and eventually split up? That big fight happened at Janelle's old place. The, same one Kody thought was too tiny for him. He complained there wasn't enough room, and during the argument, he told Janelle to go ahead and tell everyone that he was controlling, manipulative, and emotionally abusive. Honestly, none of us really needed her to say it. We had all seen it unfold over the years on the show. His behavior was pretty obvious to anyone watching. Back then, Kody was trying to change Janelle and make her act more like Robyn. He kept saying things like, "I have someone in my life who is truly loyal, and you could have the same connection with me if you were loyal too." But what he really meant was that Janelle should follow his rules and stop speaking up for herself. Sure, Robyn stands her ground sometimes, but Kody treats her differently. He's clearly very influenced by her, especially when it comes to personal matters. He seems completely under her control. Kody wanted all the wives to fall in line and let him take charge, including with their kids. He expected Janelle to support him no matter what. At one point, he wanted her to kick out 2 of her sons, Gabriel and Garrison. Janelle refused. Sadly, Garrison has since passed away. But when Robyn faced a similar situation with her son Dayton, they made him move into a camper on their property. The double standard is really shocking. I get that the show's host, Suki, has a job to do, and she needs to ask certain questions. But I wish people would stop pushing these women to talk about fixing things with Kody. Why do we keep bringing up the idea of being friends again? Just because you have children with someone doesn't mean you have to be close forever. Once your kids are grown up, they can manage their own relationships with each parent. There's no need for the parents to be involved with each other beyond basic coordination, if even that. And let's be real. If there's a wedding or a family celebration, you don't have to sit next to each other or have a heart-to-heart. You can be in the same space without speaking. You can both show up, be respectful, and move on. No one should be pressured into a fake friendship for the sake of appearances. It's strange how people keep asking these women if they want to make up with Kody. After everything he's said and done, can't we just let them move on and have peace in their lives without dragging them back into that toxic dynamic? People keep asking whether the wives still want a relationship with Kody. Over and over again, we hear questions about why they can't just be friendly with him. It's almost like people expect them to move past everything and pretend none of it ever happened. But the truth is, the situation is way more complicated than that. This latest tell-all episode won't be addressing Garrison's passing. It was filmed in late 2024, which means it was recorded months after Garrison died. You'd think that such a heartbreaking event might bring some people closer together, or maybe help mend broken bonds. But that wasn't the case here. Kody didn't suddenly start showing more concern for his children. He didn't make any big efforts to become a more thoughtful or caring parent. Instead of becoming more private or respectful after Garrison's death, Kody continued filming the show, and even included sensitive details about his kids. He didn't take responsibility for how the show might have affected them emotionally. He didn't apologize for using the platform to speak poorly about his children, especially the ones who didn't always agree with him. Imagine being a kid in that family, not wanting to be part of the show, but still having your personal life discussed on camera because your parent has that power. That's incredibly unfair. Some of the kids probably feel they have to appear on camera just to clear their name or correct something that was said about them. But by doing that, they get pulled even deeper into the drama, and it just keeps going. More episodes, more clips online, more arguments being made public. It's like a cycle that never ends. The show reruns, the clips go viral, and everything stays alive on social media. One day, researchers will probably study the long-term harm caused by reality shows, especially ones that involve families. I wouldn't be surprised if all the kids from this show carry emotional scars from growing up in front of the cameras. They've been part of a public story that they didn't ask to be in, and they've had little control over how they're portrayed. Given everything Kody put Janelle through, It seems almost inappropriate to keep asking her if she'll speak to him again, or whether she can be friends with Robyn. Suki asked her if she could talk to them, and Janelle said she could, as long as it stayed surface level. She said she's not trying to hang out or get lunch with them, just basic politeness is fine, but the pressure to explain why she can't be close with them is intense. It's also important to realize that Janelle probably has to weigh every word she says. She knows that if she speaks too freely, her words will be repeated across the internet and analyzed by fans and critics. Her family will see it too. That all kind of public exposure makes anyone think twice before being totally honest. From everything people have said about her, friends in Flagstaff, people from Las Vegas, former members of their church, everyone agrees that Janelle is one of the kindest, most genuine people around. It's just heartbreaking to watch her constantly be pushed to explain herself when she's already gone through so much. She's one of the most thoughtful people you could ever meet. She's genuinely kind, and she goes out of her way to make sure her words don't hurt anyone. She speaks with care and considers how her words might affect others. She's not cold or calculated. She's just very aware and gentle in how she communicates. That kind of personality can be especially important when you're grieving. If you've lost someone close to you, like a child, you don't always want to open up about difficult things, like why you're no longer close to someone like Kody. Janelle, for example, has made it obvious in past seasons that she and Robyn don't connect at all. She's also made it very clear that her relationship with Kody fell apart, largely because of how he treated her kids. She's spoken up multiple times about how she can't forgive the way he acted toward them. And Kody always seemed to want everyone to follow Robyn's lead, which created even more distance between him and Janelle. I think Janelle might be emotionally checked out at this point. Sometimes, when someone has been hurt badly, they don't want to keep thinking about the reasons why. It's like when you've ended things with someone who was toxic. You're so done with them that revisiting the past just feels exhausting. You don't want to relive it, especially on camera. But because she's on a TV show, she has to talk about it, even if she doesn't want to. The question of whether she wants to be friends with Kody almost seems pointless. Sure, it'll make for a dramatic moment in the episode when she says she doesn't, but what's more important is why. We already know the reasons. Why would anyone want to stay close to someone who treated their children terribly, used them for personal gain, and showed no respect? Janelle has given Kody more chances than most would, but at some point when someone keeps hurting you and your kids, the only way to truly move on is by cutting them off. That's where she's at. She's not bitter, she's just done, and she doesn't need to explain it over and over. As for Robyn, a lot of the tension in the family came from her. She acted like she didn't like being part of the show, but still tried to control what everyone did on it. She'd push for things like holiday video calls and expect everyone to go along instantly. When they didn't, she took it personally, like they were disrespecting her. Then she'd spin it into some emotional drama, saying the kids traumatized her. But let's be honest, she was the adult, and those kids were minors when she entered the family. It's not okay for an adult to blame children for their emotional state. Robyn never seems to own up to her actions. Kody, instead of holding her accountable, takes the blame himself. He says the rules were his when they weren't. He lets her stay in the background while he takes the heat. Janelle pointed this out. He's protecting Robyn and playing the bad guy so she can keep acting like the victim. That's not fair to anyone else, especially not the children who were caught in the middle. So no, Janelle doesn't want a friendship with Kody or Robyn. She doesn't trust them, and she doesn't need to keep putting herself or her kids through more pain. She's ready to move on, for real this time. In families where more than one relationship exists at the same time, it's never just about one couple. All the different relationships affect each other. They all mix together and shape what happens even if people pretend they don't. In this case, the problems weren't just about Kody and one of his wives. They were about everyone, especially Robyn. She was involved in everything. She wasn't just standing by, she was right in the middle of the chaos, often making it worse. Robyn played a big role in the fallout between Kody and his son Garrison. She spent many years angry that Garrison dared to speak up. He questioned her about the rules during the pandemic, and also asked why she was keeping their dad away from them. She didn't like being confronted. Robyn wanted control over how Kody spent his time and money, and when that was questioned, she pushed back hard. Even though Kody could have made his own decisions, he didn't. He always chose Robyn's side. Truth is, Kody and Robyn relied too much on each other in an unhealthy way. Their marriage isn't based on balance, it's codependent. Robyn constantly praises him and makes him feel powerful, and in return, he defends her no matter what. That's why the other relationships in the family suffered. It wasn't because of two people having problems. It was because Kody and Robyn always acted as one. They were never truly open with the rest of the family. For years, they acted like one big happy group on TV. But that wasn't the truth. The show created an image of unity, but behind the scenes, the other wives were stuck living a lie. While Robyn and Kody benefited financially from the spotlight, the other women had to work extra jobs, sell products, or join MLMs just to make ends meet. All the attention, money, and time went to Kody and Robyn, and the rest had to fight for scraps. This created deep frustration and distrust. How can you talk things out with people who never own up to what they've done? If one is always protecting the other, if they're both shifting blame and pretending nothing is wrong, it's impossible to have a real relationship. You can't trust them to be honest or to treat you with respect. You can't believe they'll be there when you need them. And anything you say might get turned around and twisted, especially by Robyn, who always finds a way to make herself the victim. It's no wonder Janelle doesn't want anything to do with them anymore. You can only take so much before you decide. It's not worth it. The constant drama, the lies, the lack of support, it all adds up. Janelle has had enough. She's not pretending anymore. We already understand why she doesn't like them. That's not a mystery. In the next episode, we're going to hear more about how Kody has chosen to look like the bad guy, supposedly to protect Robyn. It'll be interesting to see what Janelle says. Let me know your thoughts below, and don't forget to like the video and subscribe if you haven't already. Thanks for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe to the channel, and share your thoughts in the comments.